Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have my what I wore in the month of October. I hope you guys all had a great October, a great Halloween. I know I did. I invited myself along to go trick-or-treating with one of my friends and her husband and her two kids. They're twins, and the boy dressed up as a ghost, like the classic kind of like sheet ghost, and the girl dressed up as Spider-Gwen, I think is her name. I'm not super familiar with the cinematic universe, but they were both really cute. They were both so excited, and I had such a great time in just getting to walk around their neighborhood with them. And they let me have some of their candy, so that was pretty stellar. But it's crazy. Halloween is so different. I'm gonna sound so old, but so different from when I was a kid. Like, there were a lot of houses that just had a bucket out and it said, like, take one. And I'm like, don't you guys want to, like, participate? You know? Like, don't you want to see the kids? Like, don't you want to... It's like 2 hours on a Friday night. Like, come on. I don't know. But I was really happy to be able to get to do that because I haven't actually been trick-or-treating since the last time I went trick-or-treating as a kid. I'm pretty sure. I don't have any friends that have kids who are really old enough until this year to go trick-or-treating and all that. So it was a good experience. And then the next day we went to like a Halloween party. So I hope you guys had fun. In October, I didn't get to wear as many polishes as I had wanted to. I mean, in September, I like blew it away. I got 6 in, which isn't like the worst, but because October kind of Halloween-y polishes are some of my favorite, I was kind of bummed out. But the reason why I didn't get to wear so many is I started breaking nails like left and right, and I was holding on for dear life. I was like repairing them with dip powder, and I just finally, at the end of the month, they just gave way, and I was like, all right, we're done. We're doing shorties for a while. But I did try to prioritize a lot of my new polish pickup shades that I got in September, because in September they always do the October kind of themed polishes so that you get them in time to wear for October. So I prioritized a lot of those, which you will see in a minute. So the first polish I wore was actually, don't tell on me, it was on September 30th. I actually started a day early because this color was just calling to me. And this is Lurid Lacquer's Indomitable. And it's like the most stunning purple. I could not get, like, purple is really hard to capture on camera. And it's even harder when you don't actually know how to take pictures. So in the light box, it was getting so washed out. In like regular light, it was getting like it just looked dull. So then I like went outside and was trying to take pictures in like the natural sunlight, and I kind of captured it, but still, this picture does not do it a justice. It was such a good color, and on my longer nails, loved it. But I know I look crazy because I like ran outside of my apartment and I was like, let me do this really quick. And I'm like trying to like find the right angle for the sun. And I was like, God, I hope nobody walks by because they're going to ask me what I'm doing, because nosy neighbors. And then I'm going to have to be like, nothing weird, even though it was definitely weird. Okay, and then on the 3rd, I swapped both my hands and I changed my toes. So on my toes, I put Jack-O-Lantern by Polished for Days, and I think I wore that the whole month. But I have a hand swatch here because my feet, no, absolutely not. Get that somewhere else. I love this shade. I seem to wear it every year since I got it. This was actually a Polish Pickup shade, I think from the first year I started buying from Polish Pickup, and it's just like a beautiful Jack-O-Lantern orange, and it's got like these little black flakies running through it. And I was like, that'll be a fun toe color, because I just feel like toe colors need to be really like bright and punchy. Otherwise, it just doesn't look right to me. Loved it while I wore it. Did not love it taking it off, because flakes, glitters, anything like that on your toes, like, I just hate, I don't know, I just don't like scrubbing the glitter off my toes. Off your hands is not so big of a deal. I mean, it's still annoying, but I don't know, the older I get, the less dexterous and flexible I am. So it's not always the funnest. And then on my hands, I love this polish. So this was Polish Pickup from this year, and this is Creature of Habit by Emily Damali. And, you know, when I order from Polish Pickup, if it's only like 1 or 2, I'm like, I remember what I got. And then by the time it comes, I'm like, all right, cool, they're here. I knew what I got. But every year in September I go a little bit crazy, and I think I got 12 or 13, maybe 11, I don't know. Got a lot. And so I didn't totally remember everything I got. And so when I was opening the package, I was like, what is this one? Because in the bottle, it kind of just looked like a tealy, purpley blue multi-chrome. And I was like, why did I order this? I have a million tealy, purpley blue multi-chromes, and I definitely don't feel like that screams Halloween. So why did I buy this? And before I put them on the rack, I did make my swatch sticks. And as soon as I put that first swipe on the swatch stick, I was like, oh, that's why I bought it. Because it's got that like green flip, but it's got that kind of bruised purpley red color in the backdrop. And it's filled with gold flakes in there as well. So it's just a very like kind of grungy, spooky, very beautiful polish. And thank God I swatched it, because I was just like, what is this? Why did I buy this? And the color in the bottle is just so deceptive. So like, if you're ever looking at a bottle of polish and you're like, what is this? Just swatch it out, because maybe it doesn't look like you thought, because I guess I didn't realize like how different it was going to look from the bottle that I had in my hand. On October 10th, I switched up my hands to Cybergoth Dance Party by Pinnacle Polish. I knew this was like a must wear because I think about this video so much. For some reason, if you've been on the internet for like as long as I have, you've seen a lot of dumb memes come and go, but some of those old ones are just very classic. And all the cybergoths dancing under like this overpass area, it's just really funny. And I looked up the video while I was editing a previous video where I referenced this polish, and that video has millions and millions of views. It's crazy. So I knew I had to wear it, and I'm glad I did, because it kind of reminded me of the fact that I used to wear a ton of black polishes, and I just haven't anymore in favor of very bright punchy ones, but black polishes can be really fun too. And this one just has like a smattering of really fun glitters in it, and it inspired me to put more black polishes on my rack and like get to them. So when I made my November rack, I definitely put I think I put one black polish on there, but I'm going to keep trying to add more black polishes to my rack. On the 16th, I painstakingly scrubbed all that glitter off, and I put on Murderous Intent by 1422 Designs. The swatch photos on this one sucked me in. I don't think I would typically be like, I don't buy a lot of reds from Polish Pickup. I have a few here and there, but I tend to buy blue, purple, green polishes. And so when a red gets me, you know, it gets me. And this is like an orangey red. It's got like shimmer in it. It kind of reminds me, it kind of looks like a fish a little bit. Maybe that's what got me. And I really do like a good orangey red. And I feel like doing an orange with like a red, or a red with like a little bit of orange, however you want to put it, I think it makes it a little bit more palatable to your average polish wearer too, because I feel like a lot of typical polish wearers, like people who are not like you and I, who are like watching nail polish content on the internet and things like that, people like that, I don't think they typically sway towards orange and yellow polishes as well. So if you kind of mix them in, so if you make like a more like ochre type of brownish leaning yellow, people will grab that for fall. And if you do like an orangey red, I feel like that's a good summer fall color as well. And this one is definitely fall. It looks like leaves. I feel like I say that about every kind of like orangey polish. I'm like, it looks like leaves, but it does look like leaves. Okay. And then on the 18th, I was going to a wedding, and it was supposed to be kind of like more upscale. So I didn't want to do anything too obnoxious, but at the same time, I didn't want to stray from my rack. So I was like, what do I have on my Halloween nail polish rack that I could take and wear to a black tie wedding? Didn't have a lot of choices. So I almost did stray from my rack. But then the dress that I bought 2 days before the wedding, why did I wait that long? Because I hate wearing dresses. That's why. But the dress I bought, it was this kind of like deep navy kind of thing. I don't know. And it had like blue floral designs on it, and I got it at Torrid. I don't know, like I just needed something like right now. And I didn't want the polish to clash too hard with the dress. So this one, it has a little bit of like blue in it. I don't think you can tell from my swatch photo, but it did go pretty well with my dress. And then it still had these like fun kind of, I don't know if they're matte white or like matte super light blue glitters. I really can't tell if like the base is kind of giving it that light blue tone or what, but I felt like it wasn't too over the top and it was subtle enough, you know. But the wedding was beautiful. We had a great time. It was a Palestinian wedding, so like food off the charts, dancing and music, forget about it. It was amazing. They had like live music and all this. It was so much fun. So we had a great time, and then that my nails held up through that, which was really, I was worried about that. And then I left that on forever because I was just worried about my nails and having constantly removing and redoing over the dip powder. It just wasn't like ideal. So on the 29th, I woke up and I was like, my nails look god awful. Like they were chipped beyond belief, like the polish was chipped. So before work, I was like, let me take this polish off because they look really bad and I don't want to go into work looking like this. As I was taking the polish off, my pinky nail on my right hand, it just, bye. It was like, you're done actually, which made me mad. And then I just ripped the rest of them off because I was throwing a little fit. And then I scrubbed off all of the dip powder and I peeled some of it off, which didn't look good. And then I got all the polish off and my nails were all jagged and they looked horrible, but I had to leave for work. And so I got to work, and as soon as I got to my desk, I like filed them all into like a better shape. And then when I came home, I painted them with Sassy Sauce's Lizard Lips, which was another polish pickup polish. And this one I put on my rack, but I was just like, oh, I don't know if this is going to look good because I've got, it looks like it's going to be a sheer polish. And I also don't, like I had all those broken nails. And so having the dip powder, you could kind of see like, made it look a little bit more opaque than just a regular nail. So I was like, it's not going to look right. It's going to look weird. But when I broke my nails, I was like, all right, guess this is the perfect opportunity to wear it because there's, you know, nothing stopping me now. And I just love the like purple flakes against that like chartreuse kind of greeny yellow. So I guess it all worked out in the end. And this is what I ended up wearing for Halloween. I was going to wear a costume when we went out trick-or-treating, but then when I was on my way home on Halloween, there was a huge accident on the highway. And so it took me forever to get home. And so I just had to go straight to my friend's house because I did not want to miss trick-or-treating. So it's not like this was going to match my costume. I was going to go as a sloth because I have a sloth kigurumi and I just thought that would be cute. I thought the kids would like it, but I did not get to wear that. So, bro, that's 7 polishes. I can't count. What is my deal? I literally, at work, I like made a list of all the stuff and I printed pictures so I wouldn't forget what they looked like. And yeah, there's 7. I said 6 at the beginning. So yeah, that was everything I wore in the month of October. The theme was obviously Halloween. And in November, I'm currently doing like a mini Manny month, and I've definitely chipped, you can't see from back here, but I've chipped some, I chipped them a little bit. You can see on the pointer finger here, and then just a little bit of like tip wear. And I actually did all of that almost immediately after painting them. So this manicure was not my best work, mostly because it's like a satin finish. So even though I used a quick dry top coat and I sprayed it with like the quick dry spray as well, it's still like after an hour to 2 hours wasn't really dry. And so I was like making dinner and I just started like banging them on everything. And I was like, well, I give up. So, but let me know what you guys wore in October, especially on Halloween. Like what did you guys wear specifically for Halloween? Because I feel like that's the most important polish of the month. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.